Hello, welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and I'm really pleased that my Rogues have been honing their observation skills and spotting really interesting body language signals, such as in this video that was making the rounds today. And we used to think that Meghan was trying to conceal some of her behaviors, maybe to not be so evident after all. But this is proof that as time has gone by, she's less and less concerned about what people can say about her. But again, let's break down this video step by step so you can judge by yourself what is going on. And for me, it's really important that you get to spot these signals, so there's no suggestion that I'm being biased or mean with Meghan. No. You are going to see it for yourself. And this is one of those strange and fortunate moments in which we have a marvelous 15-second clip, and there's so much happening here in those 15 seconds that this could be a complete body language masterclass, which is what I'm about to do. The first stop is to see Meghan's expression, looking at the other guy as he is talking and Harry is by her side. It's a bit smug, I would say, but at the same time she's leaning her head towards him, and there's a hunch of a smile in there. Due to the resolution of the photo, which is taken straight from the video, I cannot decide if it's condescending or flirty. Just remember, don't bother trying to pass this through an AI cleaner or upscaler. It's not gonna work. It's gonna give you fake content, so don't do that. Always go for the original clip. But we do know that her full attention is on the other guy at this moment. What happens next? You can see in this clip playing over and over again. I decided to play the clip over and over again so you have no doubt that there is pressure with her elbow. She touches Harry with her elbow and pushes him away. And pushes him away in such a way that he ends up turning his body away from Meghan. You see that his chest is pointing towards her at the start, and as she pushes him away, he turns like 90 degrees in the other direction before taking a step back from her. It's like he got the message and he had to step back. For what? Well, for whatever Meghan had to do right next. And also notice that Harry was doing a protective gesture by putting his right hand on his chest. Maybe he was feeling a bit insecure even before that elbow. You know that he is usually acting awkward, so it would not be surprising that he was doing this protective gesture such as putting his hand over his chest. But moving on, we notice what was happening with Harry's face at that exact moment, and we realize that this is the exact same moment of Meghan smiling to the other guy. She was smiling to the other guy, she was elbowing Harry away, and Harry changed his facial expression to something serious, lowering his face, and he looked at least upset. Let's not say that he was angry. Maybe it was that is too strong of a feeling to display in that instant, but he was at least upset with that expression as he was turning away from Meghan. Now, why did Meghan push him away with her elbow? What was the reason? The only way we can find out is to describe what was happening immediately afterwards. She looks at the other guy, which I can't say if this was natural or not. But anyway, at no point she turned to Harry. She elbowed Harry without looking at him, trying to be discreet. And then she really focused her whole attention on the other guy. You see that her head is completely aligned towards the other guy, and you see her hands going up. And make sure that you take notice of Meghan's hands positions, because it will be important right now when we see that there is a change. She raised her hands like palms facing each other, as if she was going to grab the man's face. And why would she raise her hands like that if she wasn't going to grab his face? Maybe she got a quick change of mind at the last minute and she instead placed her hands on his shoulders. It is still a touching gesture, of course. Her hands are fully on the guy's shoulders, but I think that she course corrected at the very last time before doing something that would be truly inappropriate. In other words, holding the guy's face on her hands. That would have been just crazy to watch. And as that is happening, we see Meghan kissing the other guy and putting her hands on his shoulders. We see that Harry still doesn't have a pleased facial expression. He looks like he is still upset about this. Like he's not liking what Meghan just did. Maybe it is not Meghan kissing the guy, but he did not like the elbowing. But I think nobody could like to be elbowed and pushed away like that in no situation. And especially in a situation like this, that you are in front of everyone, in front of the cameras, and you certainly cannot react in any way as in, why did you do just that? But all that Harry can do is just try to play it cool, lowering his face while Meghan begins to laugh at some joke from the other guy. And you know that laughter that Meghan does when she wants to force things a bit. Like she's really delighted and it comes at, well, a bit forced. There's no other way to say it. And you can see her teeth, even in the lower resolution video, we can clearly see her teeth as she was making the most of that laugh. And following that laughter, she was raising her eyebrows, looking at the guy again, and covering her mouth like, oh, dear God, this is so funny. Let me just adjust my emotion and just try to show everyone that I'm delighted of being here, having so much fun with this handsome guy right in front of me. But what happens 1 second later with Harry? Harry does another defensive and maybe adjustment gesture. He covers his face. It is not like a face palm. It's more like he's ashamed of what is going on. That is a reading of his body language right there, covering his face. Maybe he didn't want anyone to see his face expression at that instant. And immediately after he tries to brush it off, just taking his right hand to his hip. And you know when you try to assume a comfortable position, but in this case, none of the weight of his arm or his hand is actually on his hip. You can see his body language is quite tense. It's like he's just touching his own body just to see, what do I do now? It's not like he's resting his hand on his hip. It's just like floating there. It's tense. And in this shot, you can see what was going at that exact moment that Harry was trying to play it cool with his hand not on his hip. That was the moment that Meghan was the closest to the other guy and was covering her mouth in that gesture of, oh, I am so delighted. And at the same time trying to connect with Harry using her right hand and reaching out to him. This is the kind of moments that really helps for you to try to assume the people's body language and try to see, what do you make of this? How do you feel when you try to mimic people's body language? Maybe Meghan's body language or Harry's body language, because that will be very helpful to know what was going on right then and there in terms of body language. And finally, Harry gets really close to Meghan. Meghan has this strange smile. It's hard to tell. But as she's doing this, she's tapping Harry's back. Like, he's a good boy. He's behaving like he's expected to. It's a bit creepy, you know, when they begin to act like this, because on one hand, it's like they are synchronized as a couple, but their couple dynamics are, well, how can I put this? They are a bit off. And beyond this tension, this is what happens next. Meghan grabs Harry's hand and Harry looks, well, you see it for yourself. Why was he looking down? I saw some of the Sausage Squad saying that, oh, he was looking down because he was making sure that Meghan was safe in some steps in the border of this small scenario or whatever they were in. But those steps were like 2 meters away. Why was he looking at the floor right now? I don't think there were obstacles or potholes or anything that could be problematic that required he look down. So that's a signal that he could have been just ashamed, and that's why he was looking down. In fact, they keep walking, and Harry keeps looking down right at the floor as Meghan leads the way and begins to pull him like, well, now we must go. This last gesture is classic Meghan, just pulling Harry away. It is time to go. She is the one who defines the length of interactions and engagements, and when it's done. When Meghan decides that it's done, then it's done. But Roguies, I would love to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue. And remember, much love and bliss.